AHEADinVET, which stands for Vocational Education and Training, is an Erasmus Plus project co-founded by the European Union that aims to upskill VET teachers and trainers in dealing with the mental health of their learners. You are listening to the AHEAD in Mental Health, Navigating Mental Health in Vocational Education podcast. AHEAD in Mental Health, Navigating Mental Health in Vocational Education is a podcast series that delves into issues related to the mental health of trainees and trainers in the VET sector. Experts in the field of mental health and VET will be sharing their experience and expertise, allowing us to gain a better understanding of the topic of mental health. I am Elisa Borrione, project manager of this project, representing Excelia in the consortium. Thank you for joining us and enjoy. Our guest for today's episode is Dominik Josipovic, a student from LBS Murau, a vocational school in Austria. He will help us discuss today's subject, Addressing Stigma in VET Education, a conversation with VET students. Thank you for being with us today, Dominik.
Thank you for having me.
So let's dive right into today's topic. To start, I'd love to hear your thoughts on critical aspect of this subject, which is stigma. So Dominik, how has stigma impacted the mental health and well-being of VET students that you have spoken with or worked with?
I believe that stigma has significantly affected the mental health of many VET students. Those who struggle with mental health challenges often feel isolated or judged, making it difficult for them to reach out for support. Many students fear being labeled as weak or incapable, which can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. As a result, they may avoid seeking help, which can worsen their mental health over time.
Okay, so it's clear that stigma can have a profound impact. Now, looking at the bigger picture, what are some of the long-term effects of stigma in VET students' academic and professional careers?
The long-term effects of stigma can be serious. Students who do not receive proper support may struggle with their studies, leading to poor academic performance, dropping out, or difficulty securing even apprenticeships. In professional settings, stigma can result in discrimination, making it harder for individuals to find and maintain employment. Some students internalize negative stereotypes, which can lower their confidence and limit their career ambitions.
Okay, and can you share some of the experiences that VET students have had with mental health and stigma in their education and training?
Many students have shared experience of being dismissed or misunderstood when discussing their mental health challenges. Some faced negative reactions from teachers or peers, such as being told to just toughen up or their struggles are not real problems. Others have reported feeling excluded in group settings or being treated differentially once they disclosed their mental health issues. This has made some students hesitant to speak up further, deepening their struggles.
Sure. Thank you for sharing those personal experiences, Dominik. Now let's zoom out a bit and examine the bigger picture. What does stigma in VET education come from?
Stigma in VET education comes from various sources, including societal attitudes, workplace culture, and the lack of understanding about mental health. Many VET programs emphasize resilience, discipline, and hand-on skills, which can lead to the perception that mental health struggles are a sign of weakness. Additionally, workplaces in vocational fields often prioritize productivity, making it difficult for students to openly discuss mental health concerns without fear of being seen as unreliable or unfit for the job.
And to dig deeper into this, what are some common attitudes or beliefs, like misconceptions and biases about mental health and illnesses that contribute to stigma in VET education?
I have written down a few. The belief that mental health issues are a personal weakness rather than a legitimate medical condition. The idea that VET students should be tough and resilient, making mental health struggles seem unacceptable. The misconception that mental health challenges only affect certain people and do not exist in vocational training or workplaces. Fear that students with mental health conditions are less capable or unreliable, which can lead to discrimination in training and job placements. A general lack of awareness and education about mental health, leading to misunderstanding and avoidance. These are the few points which I wrote down.
Okay, now that we have a better understanding of where stigma stems from, let's talk about solutions. In your experience, what steps can VET teachers and schools take to create a more supportive and inclusive learning environment for VET students with mental health needs?
I think should be important that teachers and staff of VET schools are provided with mental health training so they can understand and support the students. Creating a safe space where students feel comfortable discussing their mental health without fear or judgment would be really awesome. Offering accessible mental health resources such as counseling services or peer support programs. Encouraging open conversation about mental health and normalizing seeking help. Implementing policies that promote inclusivity and protect students from discrimination.
Okay, and in your opinion, how can VET schools and educators work to reduce the stigma surrounding mental health and illness among VET students?
They could integrate mental health education into the curriculum to raise awareness and break down misconceptions. Challenging negative stereotypes by highlighting stories of successful individuals who have managed mental health challenges would be a nice idea. Encouraging peer-led initiatives that promote mental health awareness and support. Ensuring that mental health support is treated as equally important as physical health in the school environment. Partnering with industry professionals to create more inclusive work environments for students entering the workforce.
My last question, what can VET students do to help combat stigma and promote mental health awareness and support in their schools and communities?
Speaking openly about mental health to normalize the conversation is very important. Supporting peers by listening without judgment and encouraging them to seek help when needed. Participating in or organizing awareness campaigns and events. And educating the self and others about mental health to challenge misconceptions. Yeah, these are a few points.
Our guest for today's episode was Dominik Josipovic. Thank you very much for joining and sharing with us today your knowledge and experience. I'm Elisa Borione, project manager of the project, representing Excelia in the consortium. Thank you for listening to the AHEADinVET Mental Health, Navigating Mental Health in Vocational Education podcast, a series produced in the framework of the Erasmus Plus project AHEADinVET. Remember, mental health is an issue for which conversations need to continue, evolve and flourish, and together we can create a more compassionate and supportive VET community. For more information about the project, feel free to check out our project channels and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Find out more on our website, AHEADinVET.com.